Update 6 on Tropical Storm Grace, which is making its way out of the Yucatan Peninsula at this 5 p.m. Central, 20.7 degrees north, 90.4 degrees west is its current location as we head into the evening hours of this August 19th, 2021. We have it with winds of 60 miles an hour, a pressure of 997 millibars. It is now moving towards the west with a speed of about 15 miles an hour, and it is a CDPS Stage 5. Breaking down that CDPS for you, the wind speed is looking to be significant along with its storm size. The rainfall is going to be the big killer with this one, with 18 inches of rain expected, which puts the overall threat as a pretty significant one. A Stage 5 means that devastating damage is possible where this does make landfall in Mexico this Friday night. Here it is on the map there, of course. It is exiting the coast of the Yucatan at the moment, and those tropical storm force winds are really more apparent in the northern quadrant, 140 nautical miles to the northeast and 130 nautical miles to the northwest, much smaller as you head into the southern quadrant. The hurricane and tropical storm warnings currently in effect can be seen at the bottom of your screen. In the meantime, it is 54 miles away from Campeche, 397 from Veracruz, 427 from Natla, 443 from Jalapa, and 505 miles away from Tampico. That is 87 kilometers away from Campeche, 638 kilometers from Veracruz, 687 from Natla, 712 from Jalapa, and 813 kilometers away from Tampico. Of course, those distances to the latter four cities will be getting ever closer. We have it with winds of 60 miles an hour, however, the intensity spread is all over the place. National Hurricane Center's gone down to 50, ATMS has about 72, ADT has it as an 85 mile an hour hurricane, and AMSU has it as a high-end Category 1 with 90 mile an hour winds. Here is the latest cone from the National Hurricane Center. It is, of course, exiting with a pretty substantial wind field at the moment, and it is expected to re-intensify into a hurricane with winds of around 85 or 90 miles an hour before it rapidly weakens and potentially dissipates as it exits the Mexican coastline. However, its remnants are being monitored for redevelopment in the eastern Pacific, but in the meantime, hurricane impacts are to be expected when this does come on shore Mexico some point during Friday night. Here are the sea surface temperatures ahead of this thing, and pretty much just straightforward 30 degrees Celsius temperatures is what we're going to be seeing, so very good conditions for Grace as we head into this second part of its peak there. Of course, the first peak was that Category 1 part before landfall, now it's getting into that second part. And of course, here are the HWRF wind intensity miles there, going with the Category 3, pretty much indicating that most of the intensification will be in the latter 12 hours. Rainfall, regardless, up to 18 inches expected across portions of Mexico. Wide swath of areas that could be seeing 4 to 8. And then, of course, our intensity models, we're looking at a lot of them pretty much going for Category 1, although there are a few that go towards Category 2. Can't be ruled out with that one. Wind shear is expected to be increasing as we head towards landfall, up to 10 to 15 knots, maybe even 15 to 20 at points. Sea surface temperatures remain relatively warm, and mid-level relative humidity is not the best, only about 55 to 60% before it does make landfall. However, of course, those conditions still look good enough when it does re-emerge, however. Here's the satellite imagery, still looking pretty good. You can still see that relative spiral structure that it's got there as it exits the coast. Obviously, it's going to have some time to restructure itself and reorganize itself fully before it can intensify, and of course it only has about 24 to 30 hours back in water before it makes landfall again. You can see that with the convective activity, not as pronounced as what we're seeing, of course, thanks to the land interaction, but regardless, with hurricane warnings, we will keep you updated, and of course we have a large amount of live coverage that is planned as this gets closer to landfall.